So I was just thinking the other day, what is it that we do when we do history? What is history? I mean, I remember I had a roommate in college who used to say that history was good for only producing more historians. And in a way, I suppose somebody could say, yeah, that's true. Um, we say, well, the history is the study of the past. Yeah, but why? Why would you care to study the past? I mean, after all, you study the past, you become an historian, and now you're an historian. So what do? You teach more historians. And what do? They grow up to be historians, and they teach more historians. So if it's just the study of the past, so what, right? I suppose you could say that study of history, allows us to prevent the repeat of the past, so we aren't doing the same thing over and over again. I mean, there's that famous aphorism that those who are ignorant of history are doomed to repeat it. But then again, maybe we do repeat history. Seems like history does repeat on a regular basis. Things that happened before are occurring again. So are we really doomed? Are we fated to repeat history? I mean, if, for instance, we don't see history as ordered or structured or patterned at all, then it's just one darn thing after another, as Toynbee joked. So really, what are we doing when we do history? I suppose we could take one tack of it and look back at the word itself, Historia. The original sense of the word Historia is a Greek word, and it means an inquiry into things. And when we make an Historia, an inquiry, we set down what we find when we ask questions. And the setting down is considered part of the inquiry, the Historia. And so history is not just a study of the past, it's asking questions of the past. And it's setting down what we find out. But again, to what end? What are we really studying when we study the past? I mean, are we studying trees and how trees have evolved? I mean, that could be considered a history. Are we studying Coca-Cola and how Coca-Cola was invented? That could be a history. I once saw a whole book on Hershey's candy bars. That seems like an interesting thing to study for history. So I suppose we could have a history of anything or event, but how do we make inquiry into it? If what we're doing is making inquiry, what are we really making inquiry into? It seems to me that what we're really making inquiry into is how we, as humans, relate to the thing. I mean, I suppose you could say a history of the earth exists, but when we start studying that, doesn't it give us a perspective of what we are and who we are as human beings? After all, we are the creatures that are studying the earth. It's not the earth studying itself. It's not squirrels studying the earth, it's us. And when we make study of the earth, it seems that we are learning more about ourselves. Mostly we're learning just how small we are and how humble we ought to be. So in that sense, it seems like the real purpose or goal, or I don't know, the reason we do history is not just to study the past, nor is it to just read about one darn thing after another. It seems like the real goal of history is to study ourselves. Who are we? The Greeks used to say, "Gnothi se auton," know yourself. And if you start the study of history as an inquiry into things, asking, why is it so? Or how old is this? Or how did this develop? Or where is this going? Or does this repeat? Then you're asking questions about your place in the universe, who you are, and therefore coming to know yourself better than before. It seems like history is really the study of ourselves, an inquiry into who we are. Hope you enjoyed this. If you did, give a like and subscribe. Be seeing you.